Welcome to part 6 of our special report on private lending. Here we delve into some of the most important questions from your perspective. How much control do I have over the terms of the loan? One of the beautiful things about a private mortgage transaction is that you and your borrower have enormous flexibility in deciding on loan terms that work for both of you. In fact, you can basically throw out the rule book that conventional lenders use to decide on every term of the loan, from when payments are made to what the makeup of those payments is, to how the loan is amortized, to when the final payoff is due. If a particular set of terms works for you and your borrower, you can make any loan you like. For example, one private lender I know prefers to make only short-term loans of 1 year or less. She also offers her borrowers the option to make no payments during the term of the loan. This makes her investor borrowers happy, since they can use the money they save for repairs and holding costs. The private lender likes it because, since interest accrues on the entire unpaid balance each month, including the interest that would have been paid with a normal monthly payment, it actually raises the yield on her loan from the 8% face value to approximately 9.2% annual percentage rate. Another private lender makes all of his payments due on the 15th of the month instead of the 1st. The logic behind this is twofold. First, it gives his investors time to collect and process the rents on the property that is the subject of the mortgage. Second, since the lender himself is a landlord, the mid-month payments even out his cash flow, so that he's not getting all of his income the first week of the month, with none to carry him through the remaining 30 days. Some lenders like to do interest-only loans, again raising the yield, since the loan balance never decreases. Others do mixed-rate mortgages that have a fixed return for the first 5 years and a variable rate of prime plus 3% thereafter. Still others allow the borrowers to start making payments only after the repairs are completed. And let's face it, it's your money. If you don't like the terms of a particular mortgage, you just won't make the loan. You control everything about the deal, period. Another question. Other than the property itself, what assurance do I have that I won't lose money? If you're like most private mortgage lenders, your goal is to make a safe, solid, hassle-free, hands-off investment. So you might be wondering what else you can do to make your private loan as safe as possible. Here are some suggestions. Always do your due diligence. Always verify the after repair value of the property by reviewing the most recent retail sales of similar homes in the area. If identical pretty houses have sold in the same subdivision within the past few months, then you'll know within a narrow range what the subject property should bring with a fresh coat of paint, new carpet, and all needed repairs completed. If the historical information is dated, dissimilar in style, or in an adjacent neighborhood, then affixing a value is more subjective, and you may want to request a professional appraisal to assist in your decision. Of course, you would also want to know that your borrower has the knowledge and experience to evaluate, estimate, and complete the necessary repairs on the property. Your borrower should be willing to share his comparative market analysis, resume, property inspection reports, estimate of labor and materials, and have the requisite experience to complete the job on schedule. Check the information provided closely and be sure that it makes sense to you. Make sure that you have insurance. There are two types of insurance policies you should have on every property that is serving as security for a mortgage. One is a lender's policy of title insurance, which repays your investment in case the title to the property turns out to be unmarketable due to prior liens or ownership interests that were missed in the title search. The other is property insurance, which covers you in case of damage to or a total loss of the property. You should be named on the borrower's policy as an additionally insured loss payee. Your borrower will pay for both of these items as part of the closing costs. Don't turn over any funds until there's a property to secure them, and then only to a qualified third party. Especially when you've worked successfully with a borrower in the past, you might be tempted to shortcut the loan process by simply turning over the money to the borrower and trusting him to get the appropriate documents to you when the deal closes. But when you do this, you're taking the risk that your money won't be applied as you agreed, or that it might disappear forever. Always send the funds to complete a closing directly to the closing attorney or title company, both of which have nice, safe, bonded escrow accounts where your cash will be kept until the closing is completed and all of the appropriate documents are signed and notarized. Review and approve the mortgage and the promissory note before closing. These two documents, the note, which reflects the terms of the loan and represents the borrower's promise to repay, and the mortgage, which is the security instrument, are the actual contracts that cement your agreement with your borrower. Since humans are fallible and subject to memory lapses, typographical errors, and other mistakes, you should review these documents, no matter who prepares them, to make sure that they accurately reflect your agreement with the borrower. Make sure that the proper documents to secure your interest are recorded in the public record. In real estate, lien holders are recognized only when they record evidence of the debt owed to them at the appropriate public office. In the case of a mortgage loan, the mortgage is recorded in full, securing your position as a mortgagee with a legal lien hold interest on the property. If the closing is completed by an attorney or title company, this will usually be done for you automatically. Expect the best, but plan for the worst. The vast majority of all private mortgage loans, especially those that follow the suggestions outlined here, are paid on time and in full. But unexpected things do happen. Your borrower could be hit by a meteor, or get entangled in a nasty divorce, or develop an intense fear of houses, or join a cult and give up all worldly activities. But luckily, you can take steps to remove the hassle from even a non-performing mortgage loan. As a mortgage lender, you have enormous legal protection. Since your loan is secured against a property, nothing the borrower can do, including dying or declaring bankruptcy, can keep you from ultimately auctioning off the property to the highest bidder at the courthouse steps. This process is, of course, foreclosure. In Ohio, foreclosure is a judicial process. You may also negotiate a deed in lieu of foreclosure with your defaulted borrower, which will allow you to sell the property immediately, avoiding the foreclosure process while also minimizing the damage to his credit. As you can see, there are many things you can do to make the safe investment of a mortgage even safer and more foolproof. This concludes Part 6 of our special report. Part 7 is coming right up. Be sure to watch it.